more.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Sippin' Sports Podcast with my amazing host, Chaos Chris. And KJ McCoy is actually on his way to the beach right now. We are pre-recording this on Friday night. So look, we brought in a little surprise for you guys. Before we get into the rest of the amazing Philly sports topics that we always have planned for you guys, we have a longtime friend, almost family, would you say, Chris, right? Family?
I mean, the kid was in my wedding, so yeah, he might as well be family.
Might as well damn be family, but his team still fucking sucks. Welcome back to the show for the first time. Not even welcome back, but welcome back in my life, our life. It's good to see you again, man. Jizzle.
Dalton, it's good to be back. I love the new show, man. This looks like a really cool thing you got going. I'm excited.
Well, thank you for being a part of it. It's certainly not the last time we'll have you, but I mean, addressing, like I said in the last show, the elephant thighs, the tree fucking trunks in the room. Yeah. Saquon Barkley's a Philadelphia Eagle, man. I know you're sold. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's a somber moment for Giants fans because Saquon Barkley. Let me give you the story of Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was brought to New York for one reason: to give Eli Manning one last shot at a ring. What happened in the 2018 season? Injuries piled on. The season went bust, and Saquon Barkley's rookie season, the team went 6-10, I think, and Eli Manning retires a year later, and we have this insane talent that we like basically don't know what to do with. And come time to re-sign him, we're in this position where we kind of screwed ourselves for the future, but we have this guy. We want to bring him back. He's obviously a great guy, great talent, but we're in a market where you don't pay running backs unless it's a luxury. And the Giants are in a spot where they don't have the luxury to pay a running back like Saquon. They need a team. They don't need Saquon. They need a team.
They need a team for sure, but they found a team, right? I mean, Chris, how excited were you? Why don't you guys just both show the people so they can get a feeling of both how fans of Saquon Barkley are? Show them the jerseys that you both got behind the screen. So Chris has got the high school, and Jizzle obviously has the sign. So
I have a college too. I just don't have it with me. It's a short.
Is this going to affect your guys' friendship at all? Is it going to make it tough?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm kidding.
That was the one thing that Jizzle and I would bond over is the Saquon Barkley. We both admire how good Saquon Barkley was. Right. It still is. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing. Like, he's like, yo, do you want to come watch the Cowboys versus Giants? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, why not? I'll go down and see Saquon. And I'm pretty sure Saquon scored 2 touchdowns in that game. Just watching Saquon play it's special. At least, watching him from college, I don't think I've seen a more dynamic back who can catch and run than him.
Yeah, I think also, just like you said, fuck Dallas, gentlemen. I love that story because we all agree on that. That's something that Philly and New York fans will always bond over. I think real respect's real too with Eagles and Giants fans. Don't you always respect, would you say, Jizzle, in your opinion, in my opinion, if there's a team I respect the most in the NFC East, it's hands down you guys, and then there's a massive drop off. So you guys are actually the one that I look forward to playing. Agreed?
Yeah, I'm absolutely the same way. I think my ranking for teams I respect in the NFC East, it's Philly. It's a big drop off to Washington, and then way below that is Dallas. I have no respect for Dallas, but at least Washington fans, I'll give them their loyalty. But there's no redeeming qualities for Dallas, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's interesting he says that because I think New York fans and Philly fans are so similar. It's like they are made from the same cloth, but nobody wants to realize it because we're such big rivals. Like New York and Philly fans are the same. They're just rooting for a different team. I truly believe that. They're both assholes to everybody. Like, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're all dickheads, and it's fine. And Dallas fans, they just front run. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
It's funny how we find commonness in, sort of that nobody likes us, we don't care. Now, I have a question, Jizzle. Obviously, Saquon Barkley leaving to go to the Eagles is not ideal. You know what I mean? However,
I would have liked for him to go to the Texans or just leave the conference. I made a video about this. If you're gonna leave, it's really painful if you go inside the division because, and I said this in my video, I don't want to be reminded of what a great player we let go. And I'm happy for Chris, that he gets to watch such an amazing talent, such a close friend of mine, gets to have such an amazing talent on his team. But I would have so much rather Saquon had gone to the Texans, which was another really good fit. But that's just the way it is sometimes. It's just painful when you watch a guy go inside the division because you got.
Are you still going to
really
get
good
excited
thing,
to see
Giants.
one? Are you still going to get hyped?
Yeah. You know what? Because I've talked to Saquon so much over the years. I kind of Chris knows this. I go after the game to talk to the players every single game. I have a pretty strong rapport built up with a lot of these players. Saquon's one of them. Isaiah Hodgins is one of them. Jihad Ward was one of them who just went to the Vikings. And Saquon, I've talked to his dad. I've talked to his family. I know these people. They're really, really good people.
Sound like the mafia, Jizzle.
Yeah, the Eagles fans listen to this. You may run into Saquon. You may get a chance to talk to him at some point. He's a really, really good guy. Yeah, I'm meat riding him a little bit, but he's a really good guy. And
no, he is.
He's everything you want. He's everything you want in a football player. He's not cocky. He's focused. He's focused on his game, and he's just an overall good guy.
So I got a question for you, Jizzle. Do you think these Giants fans on Twitter that are praying for him to tear his ACL again and hoping his career's over and someone hoping his daughter gets ran over by a car, do you think yeah. Do you think this is jealousy or are they
So these people are grieving. I'll give them that. I'm not obviously that's not an excuse for saying I hope your daughter gets run over.
Yeah.
But these people are so emotionally charged about their team. And I get it. I'm the same way. But it's not like he said, fuck the Giants. I hate this team. I hate these fans. I hate this team so much. I'm gonna go to a division rival. It wasn't like that at all. It was
the only one he went at was the fraud Tiki Barber.
Right.
Which deserved it.
Sorry, if I was a Giants fan, seeing what Tiki Barber did, leaving the team, just because he didn't want to play anymore, pussy shit to me.
Tiki Barber,
burnable on the fence, matey. Burnable on the fence, as I would say. You can fucking burn that jersey if you got it.
Tiki Barber, that's a burnable offense, in my opinion. I was 6 years old when that happened, so I didn't really understand what was going on. But later, after I learned what the deal was with Tiki Barber, that I was completely on Saquon's side because the way that Tiki left is there was frustrations with the team. I believe there was something about him wanting a new contract, and he retired for a petty reason. He wanted to stick it to the team just to show them, you need me. And I'm going to prove to you that you need me. And I'm going to leave football. I'm going to retire. I'm done. And the next year we won the Super Bowl. It doesn't get much worse than that. Because not only did he
was
bluff,
stupid too for missing out on the money,
and we won. Yeah,
Ahmad Bradshaw was better.
He was. I mean, talent wise, like, but I'd much rather have Ahmad Bradshaw. Tiki Barber was just a problem, you know.
Yeah, fuck both the Barber brothers.
Fuck Tiki.
Fuck Tiki
Yeah.
and fuck Rondé. They can both.
Yeah, I used to watch the W fan. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna not watch it. If I see a W fan clip, I'm not gonna not watch it. But like,
I mean, I think it's just like WIP here. Like, we don't like. It's just all for clicks at this point. Like,
It's ubiquitous.
sports
It's
media,
everywhere.
ever
it's a
since Carl
joke.
Banks left, I stopped watching that show. They disrespected Carl Banks. He's like an all-time great Giants player. He's given his opinion, and they're like going against him, and like they disrespected him, and he's like, you know what? I don't have to take this. I'm freaking Carl Banks.
And we got the Philly media trying to get rid of Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Probably the two of the best players we've had in the last 15, 20 years here. I don't know. Hell, maybe even 50 years. I think AJ Brown may be the best receiver the Eagles have ever had.
Yes.
And WIP are trying to get him the fuck out of here.
Thank you. I'm going to fucking roll the clip when I said that when he first came here and Jack and Josh told me I was stupid. And I said he was going to be better than Terrell Owens. I'm glad that somebody's fucking finally with me. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
No, I was against you at first, but I mean, he's proven my ass wrong too.
And it's a good thing. Like that was the thing we all said. We were all like, please prove us wrong, AJ. You know what I mean? Like, please.
I remember on draft night, dude. I was at the Lagoon. I was with you. I'm like, they just signed a top 5 receiver. He was top 5 that year. Debatable, but he was.
I was worried about the injury history.
Yeah. I was scared because I knew that was going to be pretty bad for the Giants. AJ Brown was.
Yeah. But Jizzle, we want to thank you for jumping on to kind of vent with us a little bit. This certainly won't be the last time we bring you on as an expertise. Anything in New York sports that happens, this is going to be your guys' expert on Sippin' Sports. So get to know Jizzle, a.k.a. JT, the go-to Giants fan.
Dalton, thank you for having me on. I'm very excited about the new show, and I'll catch you guys later.
See you, Jizzle. Thank you. Love that, man. And if you guys have not seen it, there's a tailgate vlog last year that I often watch because that was literally my favorite. I don't even know if Jizzle knows this. That was my favorite Eagles game in my life, that game. Not because of the score. It was just a fun day. Like, we met Jizzle. We hung out with Broad. Then the car ride home, we had like that video when we were riding back. I know you know what I'm talking about with freaking Mr. Jack when that kid was talking shit. That was a good ass day. And that was the day of KJ's New York cheesesteak. Now, here's the thing. Philadelphia does have it up on New York with cheesesteaks. But if this shit happens, New York is going to quickly have it up with us on tailgates. They're going to have better tailgates than us. Mm-hmm. Comcast new plan. Do you think it's going to ruin tailgating, Chris?
Absolutely. Because they're taking away all the lots that you can actually tailgate in. Basically, all the Wells Fargo Center lots are gone. They're going to be gone. Do I think we need more restaurants and bars down there? Maybe. But it's going to ruin the game day experience for Eagles games and for Phillies games. Nobody really gives a shit about Sixers and Flyers games. Like, you don't really tailgate those games. But I don't like it at all. It's going to make it so much harder to park. It's difficult to get out of there as it is, as somebody from Montgomery County, and you could probably attest this from Delaware as well. We can't really take SEPTA. Like, SEPTA isn't really an option for us. And even if we were to take SEPTA, it's a pain in the ass. It'll take us like 2 hours to actually get to the stadium. It's not viable for anybody who's not in the city. And even then, people in the city don't want to take SEPTA at midnight either after a game's over. So I really don't like this at all. I think it's going to be really difficult. It's already difficult to get out of the stadium as it is. Now you're looking at it's going to be 2 or 3 hours to get it out of that parking lot. Like, I'm not excited for this. I'm probably going to go to a lot less games. If this traffic situation is going to be like what I think it is, it's not going to be good.
It's going to ruin it. It's going to effectively ruin it. And that's where some of our greatest memories and all of our friendships, you, me, KJ, you know what I mean? The whole squad. Some of my best memories with you guys are at the tailgate, in the parking lot. It doesn't even have to be in the stadium. That's like, for me, truthfully, that's probably 65% of the fun. It's fun going into the game, but you're not fucking stressed out at the tailgate yet. Yeah, you
No.
aren't like freaking out over the game, getting angry or getting hype. I'm just saying, but most of the time in Philly, it's an emotional
It's your
investment.
stress. You're stressed as fuck until they actually win the game. And you're like, oh fuck, we won.
Yeah, exactly. So the tailgate's usually all good vibes. And if they get rid of that, I mean, I'm just going to say this. You're not going to sell any tickets because you're right, Chris. You're going to lose not only like people like you and me, but then you're going to lose the sales of us. We're not going to go to games anymore. We'll just watch at home. Doesn't mean we won't be a fan. Just means, okay, I'll have the boys over for a party or something, have a couple drinks, get some food. I'm not going to go to the stress, though, of going up there. There is something to be said for tailgating in the city of Philadelphia. Do not ruin a good thing.
And that's what we're known for. Like, we are one of the top 5 tailgates in the country. Having that kind of room that we can have that access where we have a full parking lot, all packed out. Everybody's got RVs and tents. Like,
Yes.
we see the 4th of July tailgate is absolutely legendary. People are making food for other people. People are giving
Did
out
you see the
drinks to
Red
people.
Bull thing that they had this year? They had a Red Bull. I shit you not. It was amazing. Shout out to our homies over at 4th and John. If you guys don't know them, they had a Red Bull van almost. It
Really?
looked like something out of Batman. I'll have to send you a picture of it after this. It was nutty. And then it had a DJ stand in it. Like,
Yeah,
the
and
tailgates in Philadelphia are nuts.
Basically, what this is going to do is limit the tailgating to K-Lot, which is reserved anyway. And you can't tailgate in the Citizens Bank park lots. It's not allowed.
Yep.
So you're going to have one little section of tailgate, and they're probably going to up the price on that because they can. And you're going to be paying $120 to tailgate, and it's just not going to
For a regular season game. For the playoffs, dude, I'll never forget for the playoffs the way it was right now, $300 in the G lot. It was $300 to park that day. To park when you pulled up, not like online. I had to. Yeah, I split it with a couple people that were on the podcast at the time. I think Sean, shout out to Big Sean, he split it with me. But yeah, dude, talk about a fucking. So I bet you if it's the playoffs, they're just going to price gouge people. Cool, you want to come in? Cool, there's only X amount of spots. Yeah, there's like 10 of you will pay for this. Who wants to pay the most? You know what I mean? That's sad. That's not what it's about. There's something to be said for all communities coming together on a Sunday, no matter what your class is, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your race is. On Sunday, you're a goddamn Eagles fan. And that's the way it goes. That's the best part about being an Eagles fan.
And the other problem I see with this is all going to be owned by Comcast. Do you know what that means? It's just going to be an extension of Xfinity Live, which you're paying $13, $14 for a drink anyway. Mm-hmm. Nobody's really going to be able to enjoy themselves. And if you can enjoy yourselves, you're fucking rich as shit. Like, I'm sorry. If you buy 4 or 5 drinks, I consider you rich at that point. I mean, that's like 50, 60
that's
bucks.
Fucking you. If you can drop that one night of your weekend, well, shit.
Yeah, you're paying $250, $300 a ticket as it is to go to a game. Now you're going to have to pay more for parking. And you can't tailgate, so you got to go into the Xfinity Live or whatever the hell they're going to have there. It's going to be more expensive. It's not going to be as convenient. And to me, I don't think it would be as fun. Because, I don't know, getting these Surfsides, shout out Surfside, please sponsor us. Just having a bunch of those in the parking lot. These are $4 a can, something like that. And it's probably cheaper than that. Like, you can do that and have a lot more fun, throw a football around, cook some food up in the parking lot. That's a lot more fun to me. And I think it's a lot more fun to the average fan. Maybe there's the, rich entrepreneur who wants to go to take his wife to the game or whatever. The guy who's not really going to be up and screaming, like the fans we want at the game, the ones who are going to make the most noise won't be able to go to the game. That's
exactly. No, you're dead ass. You're 100% dead on. Yeah, hopefully they don't ruin that. Don't ruin a good thing, guys. We'll see. However, we are in the thick of it. March Madness advancing along. So March Madness is a fun time to bet, even if you don't know anything about basketball. I'll just break it down, some of my bets. Chris, if you have any, you can feel free to share some, but it's okay if not. I know you said earlier before.
I have one.
What do you have? Tell me before. Go ahead and take
I
it
got
first.
Tennessee winning it all.
Oh, really? You got Tennessee. Why Tennessee?
Morgan Wallen. That's it.
Well, if Tennessee wins it, I'm gonna have to start back in your picks then. I have
No, you'll lose a
ton.
lot of money.
Maybe not. I mean, Tennessee isn't that bad of a pick. I'm just gonna say that. The main bet that I have, though, guys, that I'll share with you is my main winner is North Carolina. I'm a North Carolina fan. North Carolina is a pretty favorited team this year. UConn, of course, is up there. However, right now, I guess it's out of the second or first round still. I'm really liking Yale to cover along with Florida. So if both of them cover, I put a $25 bet down just now. And that'll pay me $80, which would be pretty nice. That'd be some nice money. Hit the cash out button real quick and get the hell out of there. But March Madness is a really fun time. Let us know in the comments what bets you guys have, what teams you guys root for. I would assume that there's a lot of Temple fans out there, and maybe some Temple fans are wondering about this basketball investigation. So shout out to our boy, No Shorts USA. He posted a really informative video that Temple's now being investigated. They've been under investigation for a long time for potentially throwing a game for betting results, I guess you could say. So before the game, Temple was a 1.5 point, how do I want to put it?
Favorite?
Underdog.
Underdog, yeah.
Yep. 1.5 dog. And then for no reason, no injury, nothing at all.
Went in -8.
Went to, -8 out of
No,
nowhere.
+8 if they're underdog.
+8, yeah. Sorry, I had a couple drinks, guys. I'm pretty deep on this one right here. It's Friday. Like I said, we're pre-recording it. So sorry for you on Saturday morning who got the call.
Fuck it.
Don't usually do this. But yeah, so they're 1.5 point dogs, and then they're 8-point dogs out of nowhere. And it's like, what the hell just happened? No injury, very suspicious. And now they're being investigated. A lot of Temple fans are saying that they don't think anything's up with it. They just think that they got the shit beaten out of them. They ended up losing by like 8 points. But a lot of people are also suspicious too, just like the NCAA who's investigating it. Do you have any thoughts on it, Chris?
I mean, it wouldn't doubt me. I mean, I think the city of Philadelphia in a whole is very corrupt. You know, just beyond just Temple. Wouldn't surprise me. I think Temple does just suck as a basketball team. So it wouldn't surprise me that, just sucked. But the whole, like, how does Temple control the betting line? That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Like, how does it just go from 1.5 to 8 out of nowhere? Like, somebody has to set that line and somebody has to bet on that line. So what happened there? I don't know how Temple set that. I don't know how that's Temple getting investigated for that, but I think that would be more of a, what, DraftKings or FanDuel or Sharps. I don't know who sets that.
Yeah. Sharps doesn't set any of them. What they do is they do betting lines, but shout out to them. Thanks for bringing that up. If you guys haven't downloaded the Sharps app today, you can get on there and track and tail your friends' bets. It's basically like Facebook for betting in a way. So you can talk smack to your friends. And if you like investing, one of the cool things that I think a cool analogy for Sharps with is some people are starting to invest in people now is the way that they put it. Like for stocks, they like do what rich people do and they just sell it at the same exact time because they know shit that we don't know. If you just go on Sharps, you can pick like the most successful bettors and look at their bets and just take the same bets as them. And I think you're going to end up in the positive if you do that. So seriously, download it today. Use code 302D866 and sign up. 302D866. Sign up. Thank you. But moving along too. So we wanted to do a little bit of a cornerback preview. Chris was a little bit upset with me for putting Baldberry on here earlier. Okay. But, I mean, the Eagles are looking, I think, pretty stacked when you look at these guys. So from left to right on your screen, James Bradbury, Darius Slay, Keely Ringo. I believe the new guy's name is Tyler Hall. Yep. And then Isaiah Rodgers, who's supposedly supposed to be this really underrated breakout potential corner from the Colts. How are you feeling about the position right now, Chris?
I feel okay with it right now. I still think they should draft a wide receiver, a corner in, the early rounds. There's a lot of really good corners in this draft. I'm really, really high on Keely Ringo. I think he could start next year on the outside, and I think he would do really well out there. His athleticism out there is really good. And he wasn't tremendous last year, but I think he was good enough in the little bit he played. I would like to see Ringo out there more. I think you kind of cut your ties with Bradbury at this point. He wasn't great last year. I think you just get rid of him at this point.
Are you on the move him to safety train? Because that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, give him a shot over Reed.
No, I like Reed.
I don't know. I'm not on the Reed hype train. Reed can't really tackle. Bradbury's not much better at tackling. I just think Bradbury's very good in coverage, and he's at that age now of like where he's wiser. I would give him a shot. I mean, start Reed, put Bradbury at safety 2 behind him.
I think Reed is a really solid safety 3. I think you need another one back there, which is probably Sidney Brown when he's healthy. We like Sidney Brown, and at least I like Sidney Brown.
I love him. Yep.
He's gonna miss probably most of the year next year, but I think you just gotta get rid of Bradbury. I don't trust his athleticism anymore. He clearly lost a step, at least one step last year, if not 3. And I worry that the same's gonna happen to Slay soon. So that's where I look at, okay, take these guys and get them away. And you got these younger guys here who, can do some damage. And you draft a guy like Kool-Aid McKinstry or Nate Wiggins or, Mitchell, and you got yourself a really solid young cornerback room that I like. I think Slay's got a couple years left in him, not too much longer. He's still solid. I wouldn't call him a star anymore, but I like where we're at corner. But I still think we should draft a guy. I think our first round pick should probably be a corner.
No, I'm not against that either. I mean, at this point, it can't be offense. It can't. It's got to be either.
You need a guard. You need a guard. Probably either a guard or a tackle. Because Lane Johnson's 35 years old. A right guard or a
tackle next year. I feel like if they go, they might go safety or still linebacker, even with some of these signings. Cornerback, I could see.
And the only problem with this draft is the safety and linebacker aren't great in the first round. That's why I think they go corner first round or offensive tackle or guard, because the safeties and corners are in this draft. Unless Cooper DeJean falls to them, who's a corner/safety hybrid from Iowa. It might be the first might be the first white corner in a long time.
Shout out to Jason Sehorn.
Yeah. They may do some damage there, but yeah, we'll see. It's an interesting draft. Maybe they reach on Trotter Jr. at 22, but I'd rather them, either trade back into the mid-second round and get him, or draft Kool-Aid McKinstry or Nate Wiggins.
I agree with that. I think that they're going to also do something like best available. You know what I mean? They're going to just be like, all right, so I don't think Howie even knows what he's going to do until draft night.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and take a tight end too.
That was something in the back of my head too. If they try to do sort of a 2 tight end set going into it, kind of like the Patriots did that one year.
That's when they just had Kellen Moore used 2 tight ends a lot last year with the Chargers. So it wouldn't surprise me if they went out and got a tight end. Because they really don't have a second tight end.
They don't have a backup. If he goes down.
They lost Jack Stoll. So not that Jack Stoll was great, but they used him a lot.
No, I'm with that. They definitely did. I'll say this. These guys right here, give them one more year. Those 3 guys over by Chris, very, very promising for all 3 of them. So the Eagles do, I think, have a lot of hope. Like the fact that they have 3 of those guys too is very, very exciting. So stay tuned, guys, for that, because that's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Who's not having a bunch of fun right now is one of the Dodgers. Tell them about what's going on with this Ohtani situation, Chris.
This is the wildest thing I think I've ever seen with something in baseball. So I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce the Asian names, but Ohtani's interpreter was caught gambling $4.5 million of Ohtani's money. At least that's how it was reported. But then there's all these things going down where there's evidence that Ohtani may have purposely thrown games. It's a mess. It's a real big mess. People think Ohtani may have been betting on baseball, which Ohtani bet on baseball, he's done. He's going to get banned from baseball if he bet on baseball, for sure. It's just a really odd situation. And then on top of it all, Ohtani can opt out of his contract if his interpreter gets fired. And his interpreter got fired in this whole thing. It's a real, there hasn't been enough to come out yet to say what's really happened, but I think there's going to be a big investigation going on this. This is going to go on for a long time. And usually we don't talk about things other than Philly here, but this is just such a weird thing that, Ohtani affects so much in baseball. He's probably the most marketable player in all of baseball right now, if not top 5 in all sports. Mm-hmm. Just to see him go through this, whether he was involved, whether it was him, covering for his interpreter, or whether it was him making the bets. This is going to be an ongoing thing, and it'll be interesting to see if the MLB just covers this up because he is such a marketable guy, and we know how business is. They could cover this up real easily, or whether they're going to do something with Ohtani.
Yeah, it will be really interesting to see how it kind of pans out, 100%. I think for Ohtani, the main thing is, can you play, and how quickly does it happen? That's the thing I think as Phillies fans that we're going to be very keeping a close eye on, because the brutal facts are, for the Phillies, I think the biggest team in their way is the Dodgers, and every team in the MLB is probably feeling this way. But I really, really feel that the Phillies have a good shot this year. Just the Dodgers are absolutely stacked. They are a monster team. So for the Philadelphia Phillies, this could be a real game changer. This could really shake things up for the Dodgers, make it hard for their chemistry is a big thing in baseball too. And when a guy's out and in and that, you know what I mean? That's going to throw things off, especially at 2 positions, pitcher and batting, when he's doing both that much. So you're right. I'm interested to see as well, do they cover it up? For Phillies fans, I think we keep a very, very close eye on it, because it's one of those things that we don't want him to cover it up. All love to Ohtani, respect him as a player, but if you're cheating, I think in all fairness, or illegally gambling, you need to be held accountable. In all other sports you are. And no matter if you're Tom Brady or if you're, somebody at kind of the bottom of the barrel that's doing it, don't do it either way. So I hope that if it is true, legal action will be taken, because not only just for the Phillies' sake, just for fairness in sports.
Oh, and on top of this, it wasn't they weren't just betting on DraftKings. It wasn't a regulated thing. They bet through some unaffiliated bookie. So that makes it's already illegal what happened. So it was illegal money from Ohtani, whether it was through the interpreter or not. I mean, there's still big allegations here, even if Ohtani wasn't truly involved. He's involved by no matter what at this point, since it was his money.
Yep. He's always going to be connected to this. It'll be very, very interesting to see if he gets thrown out of the MLB. That would be insane. I guess that we would only see him in the Baseball World Classic, right?
It's a shame, too, because Ohtani is really, really likable. I had no problems with Ohtani whatsoever. He went to the Dodgers. Yeah, okay, maybe he would have been ring chasing, but no, he just went. He went to the better team in LA. He likes LA, obviously. So I didn't have any problem with that. It's just, this is a weird situation. I haven't really seen this before. I mean, we've seen players bet on sports and all. We saw Henry Ruggs do it. We saw Calvin Ridley do it. But to see this level, $4.5 million, that's a lot of money, especially since Ohtani's salary with the Dodgers each year is only $2 million until the end of his career. It's weird. That's the other shady thing, is the Dodgers are only giving him $2 million a year until his contract's over. Then they're giving him the massive sum. So I wonder if the Dodgers could be involved in this somehow too.
That would be insane. As a Phillies fan, let's fucking go, baby. Take the whole team down.
Let's do it. Take them down.
Oh my God.
Mookie Betts come to Philly
for us in the comments. Yeah, exactly. Mookie Betts come to. We'll take all the players that don't want to play there anymore. Come to Philadelphia, gentlemen. But that's all we got for you guys. I don't think we have anything else. So I want to thank
do
Chaos
Phillies
Chris.
predictions real quick?
Oh, yeah. I don't have anything for it, but I'll make a banner. Yeah, Philly season is how many days away now, Chris? Take it away.
Philly season starts next Thursday? So we got 6 days away. So we're almost there. I'm just gonna do record prediction right now. We can do other stuff later. We do it a couple days into the season, whatever. But I think the Phillies are going to be around what they were last year. They're still a really good team. They're going to go with 69 wins and 93. No, not 69 wins. 69 losses and 93 wins. Going to be top wild card team again. I don't think they're good enough to take on the Braves to win the division, but I think they are good enough in the playoffs where they get hot. Their pitching staff will be interesting this year. I still think they should have signed Montgomery. But we'll see. We'll see how they do. They're a playoff team, though. That's all I can say. They're a playoff team.
Playoff team, World Series team. Amateur will go ahead and say World Series run. Momentum will say so. I just think the way that the Phillies are talking as a team, it's a good sign. You know what I mean? They're more confident, it feels like, this year. So that's what I'm more excited to see. I think you're right. They know how to get hot at the right time. We just need to pray to God, knock on wood, that the injury bug doesn't bite us in the ass. I think it's going to be a fun season, though. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be a really good season. It's going to be fun to tailgate with everybody, you guys, KJ. I think that there's
one of our
a
last
bus
few years
now.
of tailgating.
Yeah, true. And yeah, I guess before everything gets ruined. But there's going to be a really cool scene now. I think there's going to be buses. If you guys haven't heard, check out No Fly Zone on Instagram. They're doing like a tailgate. It's going to be a pretty cool season, I think, for the Phillies. So I'm very, very, very excited for it. But that's all we got for you guys. Please be sure to follow, like, and subscribe on all pages, whatever your outlet you're watching on. And yeah, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything, Chris?
Go Phils.
Go Phils. Go Birds. You guys know what it is. And have a great Saturday.